Stop being mean to me or I'm calling the police. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Raphael and I'm here to review episode 4 of Real Victims of Beverly Hills. And we start off right away where we left off, but it's the day after. It's the morning after and all the women are downstairs on the couch. They're all getting ready for the breakfast that Kyle hasn't cooked, thankfully. And Lisa's personal hired chef has been cooking. And Garcelle, Crystal, and Prisoner 92 are sitting down and talking. And Crystal just telling them that she felt a little overwhelmed and bothered that everything went left last night with Sutton. And Garcelle, as much as I like Garcelle on the show, yes, I understand you're friends with Sutton, but at the same time, I think she's pretty aware of the whole story of what went on, if not a little bit of it. And to know that her friend is in the wrong here. Her friend is being dumb and just oversensitive and way too emotional for guilt that she feels inside for low-key being a racist. Almost trying to validate and make excuses for her, saying, oh, she just moved out of a house, she's going through a lot, all these emotions are running. Okay, just because you're going through all that does not allow you to be an idiot and to attack somebody and just to like point your fingers every 5 seconds and accusations at Crystal for no reason. Surprisingly, Convict 92, she actually stuck up for Crystal and said, that's not an excuse for her to be acting like that. And I actually agree with her. I don't agree with her stealing all the money with her husband, but I agree with her in this situation with Crystal. As much as Garcelle likes to hold Lisa's hand to the fire, she also needs to do that for Sutton because Sutton was a complete hot mess. And I get it that you kind of did it last episode, but not to the extent as you're doing with Lisa. So you need to hold both of them at the same accountability because they're both acting like clowns. Sutton more than Lisa for now, surprisingly. Lisa, Kyle, and Dorit also show up, but then Lisa decides to actually go upstairs and check on Sutton. Sutton's just sitting there like, yes, hi Lisa. Yeah, no, I'm not doing my mascara. I'm wiping away my white tears that I had all morning and all night. Yeah, can you believe that I almost got called a racist and stuff? Like, I just don't believe I am. I mean, no, I am, but these cameras are over here, girl. I can't tell you all that. But yeah, like, and I have my roller here, and this helps me wipe away all the guilt coming out of my eyes. And then Daddy Kyle shows up, and y'all know how I felt about her last episode because she was just manhandling Sutton and whew. Yes, you could be crazy and insane and oversensitive, and then Sutton's like, oh yeah, let me just add those to my list of stuff on my phone book of things that people called me. And Lisa's like, well, if I had a list of all things that I've been called, and then she names them all, and I'm just like, yeah, you're that. Yes, you're that. You're also that one too. Oh, you're especially this one. Okay, Lisa, why are you trying to make this about you? All those words that we're calling you and that the audience has called you, it's true. And Sutton is just playing this whole thing as, oh, I just think it's so mean. I just think it's so wrong. I'm like, aren't you like 60 years old or something and you're still talking like a 4-year-old? She probably wants to raise her hand to Andy and tell on her, Mr. Cohen, yes, me. Yes, the straight A student. Yes, Crystal is being mean to me. Yeah, her right there. Can you please give her detention, please? And what kills me is that online, on Twitter specifically, I was going through the hashtag and I was seeing all these fans sticking up for her. See, that's exactly the problem right here because Sutton is crying to these cameras and is making it seem as if she got attacked or if this person is being mean to her. And of course, the fans eat it up. They're saying, oh, I just think that Crystal is being so mean. She's being such a bitch. She's being so cold-hearted. No, she's not. Just because you're calling out some shit does not mean that you're being mean. If it's legit shit that she's calling out, and it is legit shit, then it shouldn't be a problem. She's not being a mean girl about it. Then Garcelle and Crystal finally go out and they go to get coffee and they sit down and Crystal explains to her like, yeah, we had a conversation about what you and Kyle went through before and we were talking and Sutton just felt like I was attacking her. Of course she would. Yeah, she doesn't see race and it's not a race issue and Garcelle was actually shocked. So now Garcelle kind of knows the whole story. So now Garcelle, just like I said before earlier, I want you to hold Sutton accountable and hold her hand to the fire as well when you see some fucked up shit coming out of her mouth as well. I feel like she does, but I feel like she's softer with Sutton because I feel like she's comfortable with her and she trusts her for some reason. And then we go back to Lisa who's telling Sutton, oh, you need to apologize to Crystal for your behavior. And then, of course, Sutton just cannot handle it. It's that white Power Ranger in her. It's telling her, no, I am not apologizing to her. For what? For what? You know, that's her favorite line. For what? For wet. And then we finally have all the women boarding the Titanic and they're all serving their drinks and stuff. Those drinks look really good. And then Kyle brings up Tom out of nowhere and asks Erika, oh, so how's Tom doing? And Erika responds, oh, you know, he's fine. He's a lawyer. He's at let me read the script really quickly. He's at the firm. Yes, he's at the firm. He's not doing anything illegal. He's just trying to make the country better. Yes, and he's also let me read the script. He's also not stealing money or anything. Yeah, he's over there at work doing good things. They all go to the top deck and they freak out because they see a seagull at the very tip of the Titanic. And Kathy, who also woke up at her tomb back at the house, she came out of nowhere too. It's just like, hey guys, last night was wild, wasn't it? Yeah, like totally. So she's actually the voice of reasoning on this boat. He doesn't want your fake Chanel beanie, Dore. What are you talking about? He just wants some food. Come over here, Birdie. Let's get a drink together. You know, Kathy's the type to talk to birds and animals and make them her best friends. And then we have the queen of emotions sitting over there just by herself like, just being so mean to me. What? Oh, no, I'm fine. Yeah, no, I brought my best friend here. Yes, I brought my best friend here. Yeah, this is just my companion for today. I'm fine. What do you mean I'm not okay? I'm completely okay. Erika just continues to play this whole act up with Garcelle. They continue talking about Tom for some reason. She continues with, yeah, Garcelle, he's a wonderful man. I mean, he does everything he can for me and himself. Let's see, he wanted me to say this. Okay. He's just such a good worker and he gives back to so many charities. He wouldn't even hurt a fly. He is such a great man. He's dedicated his life to this. So eventually Sutton and Crystal go downstairs and they have a conversation. And then for some reason, Sutton shows her dildo. Yes, this is my white woman's stick. And this is what protects me from everything in the world. Yes, it's called white privilege. And I'm sorry, Crystal, I'm just getting so emotional. Yes, I know. It's hard to believe. Yes. Wait, you're not buying my bullshit? You're not, okay, let me try again. Yeah, it's just so difficult being me, seriously. And Crystal is just not having it. I love Crystal. I think I'm on board with her. It's episode 4 and I'm team Crystal for now. I mean, her and Garcelle are not playing with anybody's bullshit this season. They are just not here for the clownery and the foolishness. Sutton starts with the dramatics right away and says, it's just, it's been so long since I've been with my old house, my $1 million house, and because I sold it and I haven't been able to emotionally deal with it, I let out my racist side that I've been holding back, and I just feel like you're my first of many victims, and I just want you to be on the lookout for me, and I'm gonna call the police on you in the future, okay? And Crystal is just not having it. Crystal's just like, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, you got a sprained ankle? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. And I love it because Crystal does not have to buy into any of her bullshit or any of her theatrics. She's just playing a game and she's just trying to make Crystal her pond. And Crystal tells her, all you have been showing me has been a crazy side and a manic side, which I'm not sure if I would have worded it that way, but I would have preferred her if she said, you're acting like a dumbass. I think that would have been more appropriate. Just because you have an emotional tie with your ex-house does not mean that you get to attack me and get all crazy and act like a huge complete Karen on TV. I was not buying it. Were y'all buying it? Because I wasn't buying it. My debit card said declined. And I'm pretty sure this is not the first time we're gonna see her act like a complete buffoon on TV. Then they finally get off the boat, and I must say that the boat trip, even though it was short, it was really lovely to look at. I really want to take a trip like that. I need to go to Lake Tahoe at some point. Is it always cold? Because it seemed like they were freezing. So they all go back home, and then Kyle and Dory play some ball game outside. And they all start getting ready because they're gonna have a dinner at home on the last night of their trip. And we see the chef cooking up all this yummy food for the ladies, and we see Lisa also trying to organize everything. And then we see Kyle upstairs getting ready, and then Sutton walks in with those giant pubes again, and she's wearing somebody's curtains on her chest as a dress. Oh, can you zip me up? Do I look nice? No, you look a damn mess, Sutton. You look like a bear that's trying to walk down a fashion show. And then they all head downstairs, and for the most part, all the other ladies are actually dressed nicely, and they look cute, and they're all having fun. And they're all sitting down. And then Kyle gets up because her nose starts itching. And oh, the way she describes the stitches of a nose job, like, I can only imagine how that feels. How she said that it was tingling and stuff. Like, I wonder if it hurt. Like, the whole experience just made a shiver down my body. And then Garcelle asked, so, has anybody gotten a nose job? And it got so quiet. You would think that she called their moms out of their name or something, the way everybody just shut up. And then Dorit's like, no. Erika Jane actually confessed to it. No, she didn't confess to her crimes with her husband, but she actually confessed that she got her nose job. Shady Bravo producers, they took a flashback photo of Dorit from the 90s up to now, and then they put them side by side. You could clearly see that Dorit's nose is a whole different nose than back in the 90s. It had a whole different glow up. And it's crazy too. Dorit looked like a whole different woman from that one picture. I need to Google more photos of how she looked before, because it's almost scary how a couple bucks make you look like a whole different woman. Also hope that Andy questions her at the reunion like, so, would you like to explain these pictures? I know she's probably just gonna say, I had a really good glam team, and yeah, Louis Vuitton sells nose now, so I just kind of like bought one. I bet you Dorit will buy a whole new nose if it came with a Louis Vuitton logo on it. Come out with your surgery, who cares? Like, if you look good now, who cares what you look like before it? And as all the women are sitting down and getting ready to eat for dinner, Sutton brings it upon herself to say, oh, I just want to make an apology for my behavior. And stop right there. That's where I also have the issue with. You were such a pushback against these apologies to Crystal at the beginning of the episode. And now all of a sudden, just because she announces that she's not going to be here for dinner because she feels uncomfortable about something, now you want to open your mouth and say something about an apology. It's too late, sis. Save it. She's just going on and on about how she's sorry about her behavior. She didn't like that. She's still emotionally attached to her ex, which is her house. And, you know, that relationship is not easy to let go of because it was a toxic relationship between me and the house. And I was just really in love with him and everything. And he just treated me so nicely and gave me flowers. But now I'm here by myself. And I just feel like I need to be racist to make me feel better. And can y'all please try to understand me just a little bit? Please? It just really blows my mind how she really has like the guts to say any of this shit or act like this on TV. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you're just a mess. You really need to get it together, Sutton. Seriously. And then she's just saying that, oh, I love Crystal even if she's not here. And then Kathy's like, okay, well, let's nip it in the butt for now. For now. And then everybody laughed. Yeah, we're not laughing because we've seen in the trailer that her and Crystal get into it later on, and I wonder what sparked that again. It's probably Sutton opening her mouth once again. So this is far from over. And then Lisa, she just, another one who puts her foot in her mouth. So her storyline is Denise, which I'm not even sure how that's possible when she's not even there, but I hope Denise is getting a paycheck every time her name is being brought up. I know Denise is probably somewhere at home like, oh, let me get some rest. Oh, I feel somebody talking about me. And then she compares the whole situation with Denise to a whole different situation with her husband and some friends that he had. We were all just sitting there like, where is the correlation? And Garcelle spoke for all of us when she said in her confessional, please don't say that story again. What does that have to do with anything? How are you comparing a person who committed that type of crime to Denise? Like, where's the correlation? I'm not sure what point you were trying to make, but it clearly went over your head. Like, she was trying to be so deep about something and she ended up sounding so ridiculous and so absurd. And I know Denise was watching this episode probably like, well, ain't this a bitch? Wow, she's comparing me to that? Let me call Andy. I need a diamond. I need to address this for next season. I don't think she'll come back. What do y'all think? Do y'all think a future return? I don't think so. I think they really like just ambushed her out of the show. Erika also foreshadows in her confessional because she was talking with Garcelle and she was like, oh, you look so thin. Garcelle was like, oh, I look like a huge sausage and I felt so gross last night. And then Erika foreshadows in her confessional saying, nothing is always what it seems, right? Nothing. Shut up. Like, put your handcuffs on and go to jail. Stop with all this BS. Lisa and Sutton decide to go in the pool and do some pool activity together. And both of them reminded me of the two eels that Ursula the Sea Witch and the Little Mermaid had. The evil ones, that's who they reminded me of. Lisa's just continuously pressing the woman like, come on, get inside here. come on, let's go. And Garcelle shuts her up quickly, like, remember what we said about you continuously pushing somebody? And then Lisa's like, oh yeah, I forgot. That's so sad too that Lisa, you're a grown-ass woman and you have another grown-ass woman telling you how you should behave. And you should already know to have boundaries with people. But, I mean, what else you expect from Lisa? And then Crystal comes downstairs to say goodnight to everybody, and she confesses to Kyle that the reason why she didn't want to come is because she didn't want to go head to head with Sutton for a third night and get her all riled up. And Kyle's like, well, she was on her best behavior today. And then Crystal made a good point. It's because I'm not there. So if I'm there, her Karen eyes are just gonna be like pinpointed at me, laser vision and all. And she's explaining to her that she felt uncomfortable that she walked in on her to give her a jacket and she was naked and she had to drop everything to get covered. And that's the other thing that bothered me with everybody on Twitter tonight saying, oh, what's going on? What's the problem? Crystal is just being another big baby and crying over spilled milk just because another woman saw her body. Isn't that okay? That's not okay. Just because another woman sees you naked does not make that okay or a valid excuse to, oh, anybody could come and see me. No, we don't know Crystal's whole entire life or what she's been through or what she's been traumatized to have that experience and that reaction to her walking in on her naked. We don't know what she's going through, so why are people jumping down her throat and calling her all types of names and big baby and a crybaby? Sutton is the big baby here. She's the one that's playing victim 24/7. Crystal's just chilling. She's just relaxing and doing her. And if she doesn't want her seeing her naked, then she has to understand that. And Sutton needs to just stop trying to kiss her ass and keep going after her. Like, oh, let me run upstairs and try to be friends with her. Stop it, because every time that happens, or at least you attempt it, you always start crying and then you have to bring out your little dildo and then wipe your face with it. So stop it. Just, you two are not gonna get along and leave it like that. You two could be cordial and that's that. Then on top of that, she's like, oh, can you believe we have to pack all of our stuff? This is a nightmare. This is horrible. Like, oh, girl, yes, it's such a nightmare. I wonder if Sutton would have gave that apology at the dinner table if Crystal would have been there, or how things would have changed the dynamic if Crystal was there, because I just know Crystal gets underneath her skin so badly. And then this is the part that we were all waiting for, that they left for the last, 30 seconds of the episode. Erika, Jane, and her divorce announcement, which I thought was going to be at the beginning of the episode. They fooled us into next week. It's the morning of the election of 2020, and Erika Jane sends out this text message, and the dramatics were insane for this whole entire scene. You would think a movie director directed this scene. So we pan over to Kyle, Lisa, and Dora, and they're all answering the phone like Charlie's Angels. Oh my God. No. Oh my God. No. Like, no way. Hold on. Am I reading the script correctly? Oh my God. No way. And then call Lisa. Okay. Oh my God. I have to call Lisa and Dorette. And then Kyle calls Lisa and Dorette. Oh my God. This is just crazy. Can you believe this? And then we have Lisa over here being so dramatic. I mean, that's what she had to do. That's what she had to do. That's the way she had to do it. And then we get Dorot's voiceover, and I was just waiting for the lightning strike to come out of nowhere because it was that damn dramatic intense. And she read the message that Erika sent them. Yes, I am filing for divorce from my husband because he scammed a bunch of people out of their money, and I am not a victim. I am a victim, and yes, help me, please. I am leaving this terrible marriage as soon as possible, and hopefully the police are not listening to me because I am an innocent woman in all of this, okay? I promise. And that was the episode, and they didn't give us a preview for next week, so I have a feeling next week might be a little spicy and a little bit good. So far, is it me or has every episode ended with to be continued? What is this, a Harry Potter series? So what do y'all think about this episode? Are y'all team Crystal? Are y'all team Sutton? Are y'all team nobody and both of them could go and get their diamonds replaced? So far, I'm liking this season. I think it's pretty entertaining with the circumstances that they had. And I'm very curious to how they play out this whole divorce situation. But we'll just have to see how this whole thing plays out this season. Until then, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know what y'all think of this whole episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We'll talk later. Bye, y'all. Mwah.